Hello everybody and welcome to SpeedGaming 2. Today we are participating in the Galactic Pod Racing Championship. Today is the losers quarterfinals, a match between Goofbrush, I'm listing them backwards, Goofbrush is on the right, Goof and Yam are our runners today. Let me just get the stream open on my end to see what's going on. I got all the commentator controls as well. Because it's just me today, folks. It's just me. A fode without a bead. Let's see what else I can pull up here so that I've got everything that I need. Tournament live. Okay, looks like race 1 is going to be Bumpy's Breakers. Oh boy, I've got all kinds of windows here. Maybe I'll just watch it on the Twitch stream. Save myself a little bit of trouble. But I will have that open just for audio purposes. Both our runners today are very experienced. Yam is a bit of a newcomer, but more of a skips-oriented runner, if I recall. Goof, sort of a similar story. They've both done quite well so far. Oh, and they're both ready, so I don't really have too much time left to talk about it. Oh boy, this is nerve-wracking. I've never done this alone before. Commentator or tracker is ready. The countdown is being given. Things will be starting up shortly. So I'm going to see just how far off the sync is. It's very strange to have this much dead air. I'm so sorry. Oh. Goof is away. No, Goof is not away. Oh, is it still first to 7 or is it first to 9 now? I don't remember. I think it's first to I think it is first to 7. I can check the tracker page for that. It might be first to 9 actually. Yeah, it's 9 now. Oh, things have started. I think it's about 3.5. Yeah, like 3.5. And I have to pause the one that's leading, right? Okay. Excellent work. Okay, it's going all right. I just synced my first stream. I've never done this before. This is very exciting, especially since both of our runners are pretty much masterclass at this point. Oh, rip Yam. There he goes. Is there a way that I can make this a little larger? I can pop it out. Okay, and then I can drag that over to, like, there. Make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, I've got so many things open on my end that things are getting a little bit of a mess for me, but I'm keeping track. Is that another crash from Yam? Oh boy. Let me try and focus on commentating the match here. So it looks like we're playing Bumpy's Breakers as our first track, which is... Oh, Yam. Bumpy's Breakers is the last track of the second circuit, semi-pro? Semi-pro, yeah. It's considered one of the... Actually, I think it's considered the most fun Aqualeris track and one of the more difficult in the game. Not the most difficult by any stretch, but it's up there. It's got a lot of hairpins in that first section that are very difficult to keep from underheating on. This is going to be a lively one, and I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable man for the job, but I'm here. I'm here and I'm doing my part to contribute to society. Goof has a sizable lead right now, but as we see with just about any one of these matches, that can go away very quickly with just one mistake. Goof taking shorter cut there. Yam just heading into doors. I'm surprised Metallica and Dom aren't here either, but, you know. Yam makes it through shorter cut with a couple of bonks. Goof heading through the arena, about to head into lap 3. Yam just coming out of the final hairpin. I expect that this match, when things get to forces and skips, is going to get very, very interesting very quickly. Yam entering the hairpins just as Goof finishes them up. This is gonna be a fun one. I appreciate the extra commentary from Mikey. That'd be nice. It'd be nice to not do everything on my own. Keeping a very close eye on what's happening here. Sort of difficult to split my vision, but Goof makes it again through shorter cut. These two runners will make that look very easy. I can assure you from experience, it's not one of the easiest things to do. Oh, I have times coming in. Yam died again. Fun. I'll finish commentating the match and not give away too many spoilers here, but I do have the finale. Do have the results. Goof is across the line with a 431.053. Yam will be coming in shortly with a 450.085. This gives the match to... I clicked the one on Goof's side of the screen to give him the point. Right? Okay, excellent. I'm a natural. Beautiful. Everything's going exactly according to plan. We're beginning the perma-ban stage. Yam has permanently banned Grabvine Gateway. We will not be seeing that today. Goof has perma-banned Bumpies. Alright, no salty runbacks today. Yam fires back with Fire Mountain Rally. An excellent decision. Awaiting Goof's final ban here. Goof permabans Doug Derby. We are in temp bans now. Doug Derby has a full lap skip, which Yam helped discover recently, I think last year. So it makes sense that Goof would ban something like that. Goof noting that he's trying to avoid Bumpy's breaker skip like the plague. Actually, I think both runners are playing on PC today. I almost forgot to read your username. I'm going to shorten that to Infinite. The switch ports are locked at 60 frames per second, or 59 thereabouts. Oh, hold on. A temp ban came out for Track and Racer that I completely missed. Yam banned Ben, Goof banned Inferno. Gotta be paying attention to so many things. But these guys are playing on the PC version because they can change the frame rate and subsequently traction frames per second all at the same time. Mark your bingo cards. Commentator talks about TFPS. The game, for whatever reason, was programmed in such a way that traction is somehow linked inexorably to frame rate. I'll give you the short version today because I don't want to be marking down bingo cards and missing everything. Looks like we're going to Mongaza Speedway, the shortest track in the game when you're not using skips. Oh, MGS Fast Lap. This will be fun. You can mark your bingo cards again because I'm not going to bother syncing this. I do kind of want a co-commentator, but I don't know how to add a commentator at this point, Mike. I'm not sure what to do here. Getting a little bit overloaded on keeping track of everything. Also don't want to reach past the microphone and grab my water and knock everything down. Presumably, because of the way that things are going, with Ben being banned on Mongaza Speedway, we're gonna be seeing Elon Mack come out? Yeah. I guess Yam didn't like that one. Immediately reset. So fast lap as a condition is always a fun one to see. Ooh, that's a nasty one. Essentially, it absolutely has no importance whether or not I sync these because we're not going based off time, we're going based off of which lap our players get out of the three is the fastest. On a good day, that should be lap 3. Both players are ready. I will be readying up and giving the countdown. And now we wait. Fake it till you make it. Well, I was in drama club. I should be quite good at that by now. Ooh. Come on, do something. Oh, there we go. Again, because of the nature of this particular kind of setup, as well as the fact that this is such a short track, I'm not gonna sync this. Just gonna keep track of the times as they roll in case somebody misses something. 15.8, 17.43. Oh, they've already submitted results. That's how short this is. They just started on our... Oh! 12.88. They just started on our end, and the results are already submitted. Oh. Oh, I have a co-commentator. Who's joined me?
Hello. This is Mike.
Hey! It's Mikey! I don't know how to change the labels. You might have to do that for yourself to add yourself here, Mikey. This is wonderful, but I do have... I need help. My game knowledge is bad today. Looks like Goof's fastest lap was a 12.879, and Yam's was an unfortunate 15.050. to which he says he doesn't even know. We're going to verify that. We're going to give Goof his second win of the day.
Yeah, Yam, he looks a bit nervous today. I'm not quite sure the reason for that.
It's because he's not doing any skips yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. She's got to get into his wheelhouse. Looks like the course bands today were Ben and Inferno, and we're going to Bunta training with skips. I told you.
This is Yam's pick, right?
Yes, this is another of Yam's picks.
Yeah, I haven't really commentated for a while with these. Well, not so much the commentating, but the rules of the matches. I've obviously, because I've not been playing, I'm a little bit out of practice with it, so I have to try and jog my memory.
That's right. I didn't go over any of that. This is a best of. How many is 9 best of? 17?
Yeah, 17, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of possible matches. Best of 17. First to 9 would be the easier way to say that. Players are allowed 4 forces and 1 salty run deck per match. And the force options are for fastest laps, skips, no upgrades, and an additional 2 pod bands are your options. You don't have to like use one of each. You can use all 4 forces to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting format this year because there's so many more possibilities. I remember the first tournaments that were done were kind of you could practice every scenario. I think with all these possibilities, there's just too much to actually practice. So you can prepare something very specific for any given opponent, which always makes it interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of very interesting, Goof is going with Bull's Roar here, while Yam goes with Elon Mac. Bulls is the second fastest pod in the game, but he has some abysmal control-related stats.
Funky things going on with Yam there.
Yam does seem to be getting a little funky fresh with it today.
I think I missed the pod bans for this one. So obviously Ben's banned here because they would otherwise be doing that. But I don't know what the other bans were here.
Ben was banned, and we had a soft ban on Inferno, which seems to be. I think that's going to be Goof's continuing setup for today. Is soft banning a track with a lap skip that's not in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, it looks like Yam finding a little bit of trouble with this skip, but we have seen this before where he's like struggled in practice and then completely aced it in the.
We did do skips. I didn't notice. Skips is forced today. So Yam is going to be trying to do what we used to call shortest cut, which has been classified now as a skip because it sort of leaves normal play boundaries or some such. I don't remember the exact definition, but I am aware that shortest cut is now a skip.
Well, I hope that's the case, unless he's just doing it for fun. But are they on the actual race?
Are ready, so I'm going to hit ready, and the countdown's going to be given. And things will start up in just a minute here. Whether Yam pulls off shortest cut is going to be the fun thing to find out. It has not panned out well for him this year, if I recall.
I rather got the impression he did okay on a few, although I do remember Andobi Mountain Run was a really interesting race. That one really stands out in my mind. I forget who he was playing though, but I remember that it was extremely close, and I think just his opponent had bowls. I think it was just in the final section,
Right.
just made up that little bit of ground, and it was something like a tenth of a second or something ridiculous there.
Yeah. Uh, keeping my eye on the sync here. Are we synced well, or do I need to sync this by like a second?
I think it's. I think within a second's probably close enough. But...
Okay. Mark your bingo cards again. Perfect sync.
I assume though Goof isn't going to do the skip because he's on bowls now.
Yeah, Goof is on bowls, and he doesn't seem to be terribly comfortable with the skip, which, by the way, I was slightly mistaken. Shortest cut is indeed considered a skip, but there seems to be like another variation of it that I think Yam is going for, where you end up in that tunnel that really shouldn't have any collision behind that door.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. That I've seen Domare doing that one.
It's not easy to pull off, and I think it's even harder with Elon Mac. But essentially, if you can get behind that door, for whatever reason, it's a straighter line and it still has collision, so you just end up back in bounds later on behind some barrier. I believe that's this track.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the rotating doors, aren't you? The ones that change, open and close.
No. I'm talking about the big yellow caution door.
Oh, I see. You mean there's a skip there, is there?
I believe there is on Sunken City, if I recall. We'll
Oh,
see if Yam
yeah.
can get it.
I think that one is very unreliable. I think.
Right, but it does seem like it's what Yam is banking on here today. Oh, that's not the way to get it.
Yeah, I think I must have missed it then because I didn't see him attempt it on the first lap.
He did, but he didn't get the height he needed, so he bailed out of it and just went for regular shortest cut.
Oh, I see. So that's why he's flying on the top surface there after that. Then.
Yeah, there's that scratching that's happening there is actually part of the skip. It helps you build height somehow. I'm not entirely certain of what goes on to make this one work, but I know that if you can get enough height, you can get out of bounds behind that yellow door, and there's just road there.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I have to be honest. It's not one I've paid too much attention to in the last couple of years.
It's kind of new.
I suppose that sort of justifies it.
Goof is getting a commanding lead just based on pod difference and not going for the skip, so this might be another one where the person not doing the skip wins.
Yeah, thinking about it, I'm not sure that the skip is significant enough to make up that time difference, as you say, with bowls. I think it.
Well, it is if Bulls crashes. If Goof dies like that, anything's possible.
Oh well, I wish I'd kept my mouth shut then.
Oh. Oh. Almost. Didn't quite get enough height to get past the door, but he did get enough to sort of cut that corner a little closer. Don't think it's going to be quite enough, although Yam has submitted results before Goof.
Well, we're on the final half of the lap.
I have spoilers that I can't share with the stream just yet, but ooh, it's close. It's close.
I do hope that hasn't happened. I mean, the chances of a tie.
Yep, there it is. That's why it's so close. 418, 496 to 418, 107. Very close.
Amazing.
Goof logs another win, another notch on his belt.
Yeah, feeling a bit sorry for Yam this time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything he's pulling out today is quite working.
Yeah, it can be very cruel, this game. I think that the results, the score doesn't always reflect the match. And I think this is
Oh yeah.
one of those cases, really.
Um, a lot of my matches when I was still in tournament were the score sheet reflected that I lost every match, but the actual like races were usually very close.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking a moment to read the Twitch chat here. Sayaka, you are right. There are no restarts allowed. Actually, I think pausing is also a violation.
Yeah, I think there's well, I wouldn't go by my word, but I believe that players are allowed one accidental pause, and if it happens more than once, I think it's a disqualification on that track.
Yeah. When Sandage temp ban, OEM's gonna do something funny. Inferno temp ban, Goof not picking up on the hint. Ruh-roh, he says. Oh boy. There it is. BTC skips. Seems to be the run. Is this the run back? Or did we not do BTC skips before?
No, I don't think we did. We didn't do
Oh, that's right. It looked like it was going to be BTC skips, but they changed it to Sunken City.
Yeah.
That's what happened there. All right. So this time we're actually doing BTC skips. With no WAN, that means we're probably going to see a Mars mirror?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of interesting choices for this track, which include Art Bumpy Roos with his acceleration. I know Clegg's been used, and there was another pod as well that was used as well. So I think this track as well is always an interesting one with skips because there's been many matches where it's really hard to predict if the player who uses the skip's actually going to win. I think, but I think
Should find
Yam
a way
probably
to.
has a good chance with this one. But although I
We
think
should get.
Goofbrush can also do the skips, so that kind of makes it interesting, really. So I wouldn't want to call it.
We'll see if I can get Sigma to put your name on the thing that says who our commentators are. Let's see if I can do that for you, because that's bothering me that you're not in there.
That's very kind of you. I like to remain anonymous these days. Have you tried this riding off the wall like Yam's doing there, digital?
I haven't done the new est version of the skip yet. No.
Yeah, I think I had a couple of go at it. It was pretty tricky, I remember.
Oh, it's see the when this was. I believe this is a recent discovery that you can do this way. Um, oh my gosh. It's faster, but it's so much less consistent. And the result is everybody's angry about it.
Yeah, Eevee is the other pod. That's the one I was trying to remember,
Yeah,
which is
Eevee is surprisingly consistent for it, but I think that if Yam can get his setup to pay off enough times, this is gonna be his win.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering why Eevee works so well here.
Um, you know, reasons. Both players are ready. I'm gonna give them a countdown. Oh no! Don't want to do that in the match there, Yam. Jeez.
Maybe he just has that balance of acceleration that's significant but not too strong, so that you just ride off the wall too often, or the ride height, something like that.
That might be it. I don't believe the match has officially started yet. Yeah, there's the pause. So we're just waiting for what looks like an obvious start to the match before I sync anything. Although, this is again a very short track, I'm not sure I'll have time to sync.
Yeah, it can be a bit tricky. I'm kind of glad that it's not my tournament, really, because I'm quite particular with rules and things, as people probably know.
Hmm. Oh, there you go. There's my credited properly now. Okay, looks like we are desynced by about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yam leading.
Oh, he's going for that risky strategy as well.
He is, but Goof has to restart his approach. So Yam might actually have this one.
Yeah, you really can't call these this particular skip. It's so difficult. Yeah, Goof does seem to be struggling there. Just got to get the angle right. If you get it wrong, it pushes you to the right hand side, and that's why he's struggling there, because it's just impossible to turn left at that point.
Oh, hold on a minute. We have an interesting wrinkle. It would appear that both of our racers have forfeited.
Oh my goodness!
What do
So
I what do I do?
well, I suppose. Yeah, well, I think
um
well, that's why you shouldn't forfeit, see, because then you might win. But I think I would imagine that they could have the option to take it again or to just
oh,
start on a
LP's
new
trying to
track.
come up with it. First
But
use of the restart button. So I guess I'm gonna hit restart here.
yeah, so I mean, it's. I think we need to ask an official of the event for the rulings on this one. So
LP has deemed that this is the first time to use the restart button, so here we go. Give me 30 seconds and we can run it back, Yam says. It's going to be a little bit of a brief break here. So I guess we have some time to talk about the history of Bunta Training Course, Skip.
blimey.
Um,
Well, it's relatively new, actually.
yeah, it was
Um,
discovered in what, 2019, 2020?
yeah, I would say so. I did spend a lot of time in the past trying to find skips on, I think, different straights, but I'd never found this one. So this was definitely a new one.
I know that when I had joined up with the server initially, I had thought that surely there must be some kind of skip on Bunta Training Course. I don't know why I had this idea in my head, but I did. And I went about looking for it in completely the wrong places. I was trying to use. I'm gonna follow the example set forth by LP, formerly Maximum Fall Glitch, now referred to as Bounce Glitch, because that's what it actually is.
Yeah, I have to
I
be
thought that
honest.
that was where you'd find it.
I don't even know how I found that out. I think it came from Ondo Prime Centrum. I was playing on there, and I think I was just messing around, just like on the edge of where the jump is, the cliff at the end of that track, and I somehow clipped into the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't get out, and then suddenly I was like you say, it just as it does, it just blasts you up into the air like 10,000 meters or whatever. I was just like, what the hell's this? It's like I've never seen it before. So
It's a very interesting bug. Anyway, both our racers are ready. I'm going to hit the button and give them their countdown.
well, it looks like Goof has changed his strategy here. He's
Yeah,
gonna
Goof's
go.
just gonna do full track now.
I'm rather surprised at that because I'm sure that he has played this in the past and done this skip. It just seems like it's just not working for him today.
Yeah, it's I want to say that this is one of those skips where sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it all just depends upon your mood.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I really don't understand that about this game. It does seem to be, as you say, like the game's like some days it's like, yeah, I'll do it, and other days like, yeah, whatever, I'm not doing that today.
It's a heck of a thing. It's I want to say that it comes down mostly to just natural variance in your own like muscle movement.
I don't know. It's strange. It doesn't always seem to have logic behind it, but maybe
So off
that's
by
because
one
it
second.
fits into the
In
Star Wars universe, perhaps. But yeah, it does surprise me a bit that Goof is not deciding to go for the skip this time. Maybe he's
well,
taking
if things
inspiration
go
from that
exactly like
on
last
skips.
time. Oh, Yam's got results submitted. I think he gets 3 for 3 here. Oh my gosh. The first time we ever use the restart button, and it's for this. Beautiful. Absolutely marvelous. Oh, poetry in motion. Give that point to Yam.
Well, I'll be curious to see what time Goof gets on his full track run here with Ben.
It's going to be a good full track time. Like, no doubt about it, but it's not going to compare to a 3 for 3 new skip. Or new strat for skip, rather.
Yeah, it could be the first time someone does a full track world record and loses.
135 is not a record, but it's certainly up there.
I know, but don't destroy my imagination.
I'm not going to destroy your imagination. For all I know, that's a tourney record. I don't have that sheet open right now.
I can dream.
All right. Yam's on the board, and it only took him 3 forces to get here.
And one restart.
And the first ever restart.
Still, didn't something like that happen when we had the rock? Well, I forget what it's called now. He gets stuck in the rocks on the on Uvo 4 tracks.
That's great too. Goof says that's full track and skips world record in one, by the way. So I'm guessing I am guessing that for tourney records, I'm guessing for tourney records, we just saw both things happen at the same time. Somebody write this down.
What was Yam doing there, putting up Ben Quadinaris' face on his screen?
Wait, I missed that.
That was funny.
I think I completely missed something there.
I think it was like some I don't know, mockery almost.
Possibly. Okay,
It's like he's
so
mocking Goof on that one.
Goof is running this back immediately as his first order of business, and this time it's full track. Looks like the ban phase was banning Mars Guo and Bunta Classic. This is fascinating.
It's certainly an interesting match so far.
Wish I had the tourney record sheet open to verify that, but according to Goof, at least, that was tourney record. That was like world record for uh fast lap, not fast lap, for full track and skips at the same time, which is comedy platinum.
Yes, it's whether or not it includes the tournament I did for David. I don't know if that would be included, but I don't think that's been. I don't think I've seen a faster time than that in the annual tournaments, though.
Yeah,
It was
don't
certainly very
believe so
close.
either. I remember that tournament, by the way. That was a fun experience. I think I was out in round one, but it was a fun experience to participate in that.
Yeah, I think that was when you were relatively a new player then, weren't you?
Um,
at least to the competitive scene.
It might have been like my second or third actual tournament appearance. Might have been for the David Stubb Memorial. That was like what, last year, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was 2020.
It was a good year.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, it
the
was.
year was terrible, but the
Yeah.
tournament was great. Put it that way.
Yeah, I do quite like these shorter events. Actually, I think. I mean, the long ones are fun as well. It's just that they can be a bit. I think for competitors, it can be a bit draining.
Right. Waiting for Yam to ready up here. He's doing that thing Dom does where he spams look back. Question is, for what reason? Oh, both of them are ready. I'm hitting the button.
Yeah, some interesting lines from Yam in his practice session. And Goof
He's
seems to
playing
be
with
having
Sebulba.
a fight with Sebulba. Yeah, Yam's using an interesting line here over the first straight.
Is he using first jump strat? Or
Yeah, but he's actually bouncing off the track and taking a shorter line into the tunnel, which is interesting.
oh. We'll see if that pays off.
It's a game of ideas, really.
I think this is the match starting. And it looks like our sync is about 3.5 seconds. I want to say. Just real quick confirm that. Yeah, like 3.5 seconds there. Yam leading.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this pays out for Yam if he gets a good 3 laps in here without a death.
Oh, well, there's one gone. No death, but certainly
Yeah.
not a good first lap. That rough terrain's gonna cost them.
Yeah, I really should keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry about that, Yam.
Hey, that does seem to be working out quite nicely for him, though. That shorter line. Jamie's going wide in can. Oh,
Wow, that's a surprising death.
gonna say Shamey's going wide in canyon.
Yeah, definitely more of a novice mistake, that one. It happens occasionally.
Our times have rolled in. I'm not gonna mark anything just yet because I don't want to spoil the results. But I think with a crash like that, it should be pretty clear cut.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the tracks that you can't afford one death more than your opponent on, usually.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Will give Goof
Goof
a
just
fourth
got,
point,
and he just got a 35.5.
which is I think even faster.
I believe that is, yeah. I think that is the tournament record.
Verify that real quick. Yam is once again back on the back foot.
Yeah, I'm using Ben Quadinaris with R6000 traction, apparently. It's very interesting.
Wait, how is it race 6? Oh, because we just
Because
did
we had
race
one.
5. Sorry, my brain shut off.
Yes, actually, there could be more races potentially because of that one that was obviously DNF, double DNF. So technically, there's an extra race needed to be allocated on the score sheet.
I think using the restart button for that was a fine solution.
Yeah, no, I just meant as far as well, I don't know. Would that need to be recorded or?
Well, we got it on camera, so that's good.
Yeah, I suppose it might just be worth making a little note on there, just saying that when we look at it, and it's like we have like one more race than it should do.
Yeah, we'll let LP get it later. Can I even pick BTC full track legally? Yeah. Do we have to go through this a third time? But he did win on skips, but he also lost on full track. Goof, I think he might be able to.
I think we can. You can only see the same track twice, I believe. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can play it more than twice.
Judges?
I mean, well, Goof can't pick it because he's just won it. So Yam can only pick it if he loses.
Didn't Yam just lose though?
Yes, but he won with skips, didn't he?
He won with skips, but he just lost full track. It looks like it
Yes.
can't be done.
No, if he's won already on that track, then he can't pick it. No, if you can't pick a track that you've won on, yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, LP is throwing his hat in the ring though, so I'm curious to see what the result is. Right, except that 1 year.
It's nice to know I remember some of the rules.
Mikey on SMR, did you run back a course you won 1 year?
No, that was before the salty runback rule came in. That's why the salty runback rule exists.
Ah, so it's your fault.
No.
Goof hopes you liked the double BTC, by the way.
Very entertaining.
Okay. Ben has been banned. Inferno is continuing to be locked out of play. Goof really doesn't want to do Inferno skips today. Now, if I were Yam, which I'm not, but assuming I was, I would probably do, I don't know, like maybe Abyss skips here?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he might do something like Dog Derby, although...
Doug Derby's been permanently banned.
Oh, beg your pardon. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, that's way back up at the top of the channel by now, but the DD's permabanned along with Grabvine, FMR, and what's the other one?
Probably Grabvine, I imagine.
Yeah, I said Grabvine.
Oh, right.
Bumpy's Breakers was also permabanned. Okay, so
Yeah, oh yes, I
BBG,
remember that.
FMR, BB, and BD. Sunken City skips run back. Okay. So we're going here again. A risky move. Does this use his last force as well?
He certainly used 2, so this would be his 3rd. The question is, did he use any more than that?
I think this is his last one.
Yeah, so he used it at Sunken City and Bunch Training Course.
Yep. Yam overrode a condition, skips for 1 force point. You have 0 force points and 0 runbacks remaining. Because he also led off with MGS Fast Laugh as a force.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so this is indeed Yam's last force point then that he can use.
So if he can't get Goof on the back foot here, he's gonna have to race the rest of this match on like full track alone. And that's not entirely. I mean, it's not like Yam's full track game is weak, but it's not where he thrives.
I don't know, he might have some special preparations.
It's true, he might have something up his sleeve for full track, but we have seen time and again with this tournament and Yam's style of play that skips are where he lives. There's bread and butter. Yam is playing with frame rate settings.
Yeah, the introduction of frame rates really changed this game forever for me, I think.
Oh yeah.
Such a simple game before. Like a lot of these.
Talk in the Twitch chat.
No, I don't believe so. I've been keeping an eye on that.
Good.
When I wasn't commentating, I was too busy sort of writing my usual nonsense there. So
Yam is making an interesting decision. He's got save states open to practice this part specifically. You should be able to see what happens when you actually get it.
yes, yeah, quite a smart way to practice, but yeah, it does seem like he's not finding it the easiest. But I guess that.
Skip.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's rather an indication just how difficult this skip is, rather than his ability as such.
Quote, dude, today is just. Both our racers are ready, so I'm going to hit the ready button. But,
yeah, it does seem like a bold pick from Yam, this.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder about it or something, because from what I've seen, this has. I think this was the track that actually put him in loser's bracket. I might be wrong, but if I remember, this was one of the points he lost on the match that got him down here.
Hard to say. It's been so long since those matches. I can't actually recall.
Oh yeah, no, Yam's been having a heck of a run down here. He's been absolutely destroying it.
Yeah, it just seems to be that final section of the wall. He's just catching the wall there, and it's stopping him from getting enough speed to take the final part of the jump.
Hellfire, I agree. It's not a fleshed out skip. I'm not sure why this is the bit we've chosen to go for.
Well, the thing is, he could just do the first part of the skip, couldn't he? He doesn't have to
right.
do every part of it.
Did the race start?
I would imagine you were doing the countdown for each race. So
I did give the countdown, but I wasn't paying attention to when they actually. Yep, they're committing to crashes,
yeah,
so they did in fact start the race.
oh, blimey. So yeah, we
Yam
respawn in the same place.
was leading. For half a second, Yam had a lead, and it's just immediately gone because Bowles is that much faster.
Yeah, I do think Yam could have just, or maybe even on the next two laps, just take a more conservative approach with that skip. Perhaps that might have been a better way to go with this.
Hmm. I think maybe the better approach would have just been to pick Bowles and not do the skip like Goof is doing.
Yeah, I think maybe he probably feels he doesn't have an advantage in that situation, so I think he feels he'd rather this. But it does seem a very risky strategy on Yam.
Yeah. The good thing is, because this is only race 6 out of a possible 17, we have more than enough time to see if Yam can pull this back in any capacity.
Yeah, it's as you say, really. It's because he's decided to use his force
Goof
points.
did die. Whoa! He got it! He did it. That's the skip. So now Yam has a commanding lead because he got it once.
I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? If there's enough to be saved from it, I don't think I appreciated quite how much time that skip actually saved there, but that makes a bit more sense now, having seen that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just cut out like the entire arena section.
Yeah, because he's already on lap three, isn't he? So yeah,
Yeah,
that's significant. But
he's got
yeah,
like a lap up and Goof has crashed. And, oh, that was a heck of a thing. And if he can do it again here,
well, he's already on his final lap, isn't he? So it's
he's not going to do it again, unfortunately. But, he's
no,
got.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would really matter at this point, really.
He tried for it, but I don't think that it's necessary at this point. He's got such a lead. This actually is quite likely going to be Yam taking this, and by the order in which the results are coming in, I think he's got it. It didn't have to be 3 for 3, it just had to be 1 of 1. Goof also dying again on full track there, so
Yeah, that section's so
evidently,
difficult.
evidently, if Yam does lose ownership of the match again, all he really needs to do is keep Goof off of on the back foot by switching everything off of Ben. Seems to be giving him a bit of trouble. There we go.
I think perhaps I don't know if that's really true though, because I think I mean because his success here is more of the skip. I don't know if I would assume that Goof is actually weak on bowls or not.
I'm noticing him die a lot. Is why I've said that. Both times that he's used bowls on this track, there have been a few more deaths than we usually see out of Goof.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. I think. I guess I was too focused on Yam really to see how he did with the skip.
I mean, remember the time that they did this initially, the only reason that Goof came like close to losing, even though he won the first time, and that's why we had to do a salty run back. The only reason that that was so close was because Goof had a couple deaths. Temp ban, Bulls roar. I wonder where we're going with this. Probably something no upgrades. Executioner temp ban.
Yeah, Goofbrush likes that track. I think.
It I haven't actually paid too much attention to Goof's tourney career because I was busy with some things in my life. We're going to Andovi Mountain Run, no upgrades. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. Anytime you see Bowls Band, it's because you're about to go for no upgrades. Goof thinks that you'll like this one, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm trying to work out what he's actually doing here. Actually, yeah, I like this pick. Yeah, I think this might be a good pick for Goof here.
Taking a moment to read the comments. Yes, I'm gonna go with. I don't want to mispronounce names here. Nustria. I'm gonna go with that. Yes, that was the true skip that Yam got there. It really is quite powerful. And to think, all you had to do that was to take another straight line out of shortest cut.
Pushing the boundaries.
The out of boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like
Welcome to Watto's shop.
no, that's not the set of words I wanted to say there.
I got everything you need.
As with any no upgrades run, we have to make sure that the players
What?
actually have
You
no
think you
upgrades.
gonna
So
disable
they have to
with
go
that
into Watto's shop,
Quarterfinals
buy
of
the
yours?
lowest parts,
Ah.
and then verify that that's happened.
Kunatitaki
Were you watching Goof for that?
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid it wasn't actually. I'm paying attention to Yam's stream at the moment. So, I mean, if you feel it's necessary, we could ask him to do it again.
Goof says he showed his parts, and I am seeing his stats, so I trust him.
Yeah, I mean, we can always, it can always be checked back by. Yeah, I mean, he's showing it now, but it can always be checked back.
Yeah.
It goes to the video, and it's. I think the thing is, well, just to make sure they actually use the same. Something I've mentioned before about is make sure they actually use the alias that they demonstrated their upgrades on.
Right.
That other potential problem with that, but not that I'm sure that neither of these players would do that, but it's just a
Yeah.
suggestion generally for that.
One of the easiest ways to tell is to just see if their maximum driving speed is what is it, 650?
Yes, but of course there are some factors that could be changed that wouldn't be detected by just speed, of course. But
Right. But I mean, if you're gonna cheat on any category, why would you cheat on anything not speed?
well, no, I agree. I suppose the thing is, you could. Well, I don't really want to give any ideas away, but obviously you could change some of the other options, which would be less detectable.
That's fair. But we do already have the option to basically change your traction by adjusting your frames per second, so
Yes,
that already takes one category out.
yes, but I think obviously, but no upgrades obviously is referring specifically to those parts as opposed to the frame rate. So obviously, yeah, for the viewers, the frame rate, what we call TFPS, traction frame rate per second, is an option which players can use when they are using no upgrades. You know, there's allowed to have variation within that part of the category.
So if you missed that on your bingo cards earlier when I explained TFPS, get it again.
Yeah, it's quite a strange thing, isn't it? I don't know even what causes it, but like you say, there's obviously a reason why it affects the traction so much and some of the other factors.
I think it's that they tied it to frame time instead of delta time, but I don't know what the reasoning for that was. I'm sure there was some, because, you know, nothing is ever done by mistake. Well, some things are done by mistake, but usually there's some sort of well-meaning intent that leads to a mistake, is what I should say.
Yeah, it's interesting watching Yam. He's using save states just to practice the canyon section at the moment.
I mean, that's fair. Canyon is hard, especially since he seems to be going for fast canyon. Well, I say fast, put that in air quotes because we're no upgrades right now. Nothing is ever truly fast.
Yeah, it's
Racers are
interesting.
ready, so I'm gonna hit the button. This will be an interesting one. You know, we don't see. I don't feel like we see AMR that often in tourney.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my personal favourites to see, especially the full track. Although I suppose with the skip, actually, it doesn't really cut a huge amount out of the canyon because you sort of land inside it, don't you? So
If you do that skip, yes, but there is, if I remember correctly, AMR and Howler Gorge share a very peculiar skip that I don't think anybody's done in tournament yet. Um, Honestly, I kind of hope one day we see it in tournament, but you know the one I'm talking about, right? Where you ride up that one wall and then come into the ice cave going up the mountain.
yeah, I know which one you're on about. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, that one.
I don't think we're ever gonna see that in tournament, but like one day. Looks like we're off by half a second, and I do believe that this is the start of the race. Yam leading. I'm gonna try syncing this by half a second, see what happens. Oh, nope, we haven't started. I think I just synced nothing. Did we started? I can't tell. That looked like it was a save state getting used, but I might have just been not paying enough attention.
No, I'm not sure either.
I'm all lost.
Yeah, I should probably be paying a bit more attention since I'm actually commentating this match.
I don't know if that was the start because like they're synced way further than 0.5 seconds. What happened? Where did I get 0.5 from? They're off by like at least 5. Was that another save state?
Don't think so.
Did anything happen? Am I losing my mind? Am I crazy?
I didn't notice, but we'll just have to see, I think.
I think I'm just losing it.
Well, I know the feeling, so I won't worry about it too much.
Yeah, it does look like we're actually off by 4 seconds though, so I'm gonna put another sync in.
Yeah, Goof there with a bit of a rough entry to the 10. That's going to losing quite a bit of time on no upgrades. Yeah, so losing speed on no upgrades is rather destructive due to the accumulative nature of speed in this game.
Oh yeah, for some reason you keep accelerating. It's I used
Yes,
the word for this the other day.
it's very slight, but yes, it's always there, isn't it? You know, it's always just those few
Just
extra units really makes a big difference.
just relearned the word for this the other day. Asymptotic. It's an asymptote. Oh, Ace is here. Just in time. We're doing no upgrades. Resident sleeper. It's tradition.
No, but I seem to have let my
There it
stream.
is.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself here as usual.
Oh, well, that's a crash. That's gonna really put a damper on things.
Yeah, it's good to see Ace in the chat. We haven't seen Ace for a little while.
He passed the mantle of fastest man alive on to Dom. Sort of like seeing a retired hero come home.
Ace is a man who's won many of these tournaments over the
As
last
well
few
as the
years.
hearts of the people.
See on no upgrades using the ramp, which is fatal if you boost down it.
Ooh. Yam dies again.
Well, it seems to be working out for Goofbrush.
Ooh.
Just as this
The
final
Prime
canyon
crawled in.
section.
Did we track the last one? Did we forget to mark a victory for? We forgot to mark the point for Yam. We got it. Shh. Quiet. Everything's fine. Nobody will know.
Yeah. Maybe we should pay more attention to the match.
To the scores. There it is. That's another win for Goof that I will absolutely mark down presently right now. That's race 7 in the books.
Yeah, we knew that, didn't we? Yeah.
We did. There was never a time where Yam had less than the number of points that he should have currently. Everything's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We're in control. Yeah.
We
Sort of.
control the horizontal, we control the vertical. The outer limits. The joke. Outer rim, outer limits. Temp ban Wan, temp ban Inferno.
Yeah, as you say, really doesn't want to go to Inferno against Yam, it would seem. Understandable.
I wouldn't want to go Inferno against Yam either. Knowing him, he would actually get the fast lap strat there on skips, but we don't have skips available anymore because Yam is out of forces. APC. Oh boy. Ando Prime Centrum, recent stupid discovery that's of absolutely no use to anybody. There's a hole in the mesh on that one. It's just a hole in the collision mesh. You can fall out of bounds. It's near like a wall in the city section.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Dom came across it last night. I don't know how long that's been known about, but he was messing with some cheat engine stuff and playing with setting road surface types to like fast terrain and ice and stuff like that. And he found a hole in the mesh.
I think we should just have a track which is just ice. I think that would be perfect.
Just a whole track where everything's ice. I think that would be a very fun tournament gentlemen's between two players who have cheat engine available to just set an entire track to ice. I'd pay to see that even.
Well, I want to see more of these backwards tracks because I thought that was a joke when I first saw it, and then I realized it was actually a serious race.
Backwards splines would be great to watch.
Well, just trying to get up that hill on Howler, that was enough really to make it.
Oh yeah. That's not how you go up that, yeah?
I think he just forgot there was a wall there.
It's easy to do. It's about the same color as the road. It's 8. Point total is currently 7. It's fine. I'm gonna be nervous about that now because I screwed it up. Yam would probably pick Inferno Full Track, Ace says. That's true. Yam does have a bit of knowledge of Inferno Full Track as well as Inferno Skips. Something boost hold.
I always think that icicle at the start of the track, it's a bit like so many of the objects in this game. Just have such a big collision on them, you know, much bigger than the objects. Very, very deceptive for the players.
Yeah, not sure why it's so big.
Well, it's a bit like the one on the Bunter Classic, isn't it? You know, where you take that skip jump to the right, and there's that big pillar, which is actually the collision's a completely different shape to the actual rock.
Yeah, that one. I thought you were talking more about. I think most people call it Seb Rock because Sebulba always runs into it, but I always go with rock that's 5 feet over from where it actually is rock.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the collision, that's even a different shape, I believe. I think it's cylindrical, and obviously the shape of it is not, so...
The shape of it is very rocky and organic, and yet it's a cylinder. Just a big, massive cylinder.
Yeah, it must be very confusing for spectators.
Speaking of big, massive mistakes and collision meshes, that goofbrush just drove through. The upper part of that pillar on that bridge, you can just drive through it. They didn't expect you to ever jump towards something.
I guess they thought wrong.
Countdown is being given, so the real match should begin shortly.
Yeah, so this time we're actually going to pay attention to what's going on, I guess.
Pay attention to what's going on, scores, times, whether or not the match has actually started.
Yeah, nice line from Goofbrush there.
Well, that looks like the start from Yam. Oh, no, it doesn't. I lied. I'm a liar. That looks like the start from Yam. That's close enough that I don't feel like that needs a sync. Yam breaking in that hairpin.
I'm just wondering if I need to mute my stream here, because I'm not sure if that can be heard from spectators.
I'm not hearing anything.
All right, that's good. I'm sure someone will tell me if they can.
Ace says you're good.
Yeah, we see Goof here. This line through that section, definitely more tricky. It's a bit quicker, but it's difficult to get right.
As it seems is the case with any shorter line in this game. Oh, that's interesting. That slight bonk seems to have cost Goof his lead.
Oof.
And that one has definitely cost Goof his lead.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah,
well,
full track
yeah.
goated? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna seal it.
Oof.
I think that's good. Oh no, hold on. There's a chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be enough actually, but I think he's a bit too far behind now, unfortunately.
And across the line, Yam gets a point. Remembering to give Yam a point. Let the record show that I have never forgotten to give Yam a point. Truly excellent gameplay coming in there. Yam with a 240.632, Goof with a 246.554. One crash makes all the difference.
Well, I
Race
say
9 ban phase. No Mars. Wait, I can make a joke about this. That's weird. It's showing that he has no force points, but Goof has 3.
Well, I think he's only used no upgrades, as far as I can tell, unless there was something earlier that he did.
Right, but like the Botto is being weird and is saying you have 0 force points and 0 runbacks remaining.
Maybe it thinks that Yam's picking this one.
But...
Is it? I'm just sort of speculating if that.
Oh, okay, hold on. It fixed itself. Now it says you have 3 force points. Yam temp bans Baru Coast. Goofbrush picks Zugga challenge. Overroad condition skips. Ooh. Ooh, are we going to see Zugga triplex today?
This one's been pretty popular this year.
Which is weird because Zugga sucks.
Yeah, but Zugga skips is fun.
That's fair. That's fair. Fun fact, Zugga skips is fun because it takes out most of Zugga. What is it, like one of the longest tracks in the game?
Well, it's up there, isn't it? I believe that by length, I think the Gauntlet is longest.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
But I think Zugga might I only say might still be longer than Grabvine, Gateway, Fire Mountain Rally. I would imagine it's quite close between those, but I'm sure that we have an expert on that one who can give us a definitive answer. I mean, it's long enough, isn't it? We wouldn't want Zugga to be any longer.
I definitely don't want Zugga to be any longer.
I mean, it's essentially just Mongaza Speedway and Spice Mine Run, a few extra bits sort of put in there, really.
Put in there really to make sure that it runs out its welcome real quick. Goof? Oh. Oh, Goof's doing that skip. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll turn your attention to Goofbrush's screen momentarily. I believe to get out of bounce glitch charging, you let go of nose up, right?
Yeah, this probably looks like, I imagine most people are confused at the moment, but they're going to probably, well, it maybe
There it
not.
is.
Maybe it won't be so clear.
And that
That's that. Yeah.
is a lap. We will not be seeing Zugga triplex. We will be seeing Zugga
Welcome to
bounce skip.
Watto's shop, huh?
Oh boy.
I'm still not sure if I fully know how this actually works, thinking about it.
So it's very strange. I don't know
It's,
what triggers the exit to it.
I think that's the thing. Yeah, I don't know
And
what
I know that
causes.
MFG was a misnomer. It's not really maximum fall glitch because you can charge and release it whenever you want. But the way she goes is you sit there and the game doesn't know what it's doing because you're falling but you're not moving. And then I guess letting go of nose up adjusts your hitbox in such a way that you collide with the floor and it bounces you. And bouncing in this game is relative to amount of time spent falling, it seems. So the longer you fall in place, the higher you go.
Yeah, so I think I always felt that it was to do with the range. Like the game felt like you've been falling a bit, like you're falling, but you're not over a death plane, so it doesn't kill you immediately. And then when you get to the range, which is considered maximum range by the game, it then responds in this strange way, which kind of launches you into the air, seemingly from that position.
I believe that was the original understanding of how the glitch worked, but it was discovered at some point that actually, if you hold nose up while you're charging, all you have to do is let go of nose up to actually get the bounce to occur.
Okay, that's interesting. I think actually
It's
now you've said that, I believe I knew that because I do recall that happening, but I don't think I ever paid enough attention to that to be the case. But that does make sense.
it's a fun thing that I learned recently because I was also under the impression that we called it MFG because it related to a maximum fall, but it apparently no such thing exists.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm of two minds about it because oh, everybody's waiting on us to be ready. Sorry. I'm of two minds about the name for it because, on the one hand, legacy naming conventions are always important to remember what we thought and how we got to where we are. But on the other hand, um, MFG is a misnomer. Countdown's been given. Everything will start shortly. My mistake.
Yeah, I should probably apologise for that. I think that was my fault, distracting everybody.
Reminiscing a little bit.
At least everyone now has an in-depth explanation of the previously called maximum fall glitch.
Oh, hey, Goof's leading this time. We can sync to Goof today. That's fun. Off by about a second. No, don't sync Yam for 4. Oh boy, that's gonna be a disaster. If that actually goes through that way, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, they seem to be synced at the moment.
Are they? Did the sync go through? Is everything okay?
Well, it would appear so. Yes,
Nice.
I would say it's pretty much perfect. We see
Cool.
Goofbrush is
Good
going for
save.
his. Yeah, we can see
Goof
what
is
Yam's
going
doing
for
is.
the bounce skip, and Yam is going to be going for triplex by the looks of things.
Yeah, you see, the only disadvantage with goofbrush tactics, which I don't think it matters here, is obviously just the duration for which it takes for it to occur. Otherwise, it's completely winning if it works.
It does seem to be a titch faster.
Yeah, it's surprisingly close, actually. Only 8 seconds.
Oh, well. If he can't get up there, though.
That could be a
There we
problem.
go.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's relatively consistent. At least I hope it is for Goofbrush's sake.
It is also considerably less dangerous.
Well, I suppose he doesn't actually have to take any risks playing the track because he's just waiting for it, isn't he?
Yeah. Welcome to chat as well, to all of our new viewers. For those tuning in, we're doing Zugga skips. Yam is doing the traditional Zugga triplex, while Goof is just abusing physics to have fun.
Yes, I don't think Yam meant to do what he just did, actually. He missed the first skip, and then the second one, I think he forgot he was in the wrong tunnel because he ended up being pushed onto the left one.
Oh no.
And then tried to ride the ball there and failed, so... Yeah, looking good for Goofbrush at the moment.
I gotta say, as far as skips are concerned, what Goofbrush is doing looks free. I'm sure there's more nuance to it than what we're seeing. Like, there's probably a lot related to the time you spend charging the bounce, but from an onlooker's perspective, this skip is really funny.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more difficult than it appears.
I hope it's more difficult than it appears because it looks real easy.
I think you still have to be pretty precise with because obviously if you cut the track in the wrong place, I don't think the lap would count. So you do have to be precise with that.
Goof takes it in the most unorthodox way that I have ever seen. Yam says 9 out of 9. Goof responds with MFG.
I noticed you were incredibly quick to update the score there, Digital.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Whoopsie daisy. I did that well in advance, but also I did that when Goof crossed the line on the third MFG there, so it worked out all right. MFG bounce. Let's just compromise. MFB, massive freaking bounce. Race 10.
Yeah, it's turning into quite a long match, this one.
It's definitely longer than any of the matches I was in. Those were all either blowouts in my favor, blowouts against my favor, or one time I had to forfeit. Had a lot of things going on in my life that day. I was not in a good headspace to keep racing.
Yes, it was quite a shame, actually. Quite a pity to see that you weren't able to actually continue the with the tournament, really.
I wasn't going to go any further anyway. You see who I was up against?
Yes, I know. It's just I just think a lot of people would have liked to have seen you play. I mean, obviously, completely respect the reasoning behind your inability to compete, but it would have certainly been fun just to see how you'd have done. And
I'm not gonna air my dirty laundry on the internet anyway, though. So best to drop that where it is. Once again, our bands were Wan and Inferno, and we're heading to Sebulba's Legacy. This is interesting. SL has some pretty interesting tech with regard to lines. On laps 1 and 2, taking the lower path is faster, but only if you cut across where you would normally do Sebulba's Legacy skip. It's very odd.
Yeah, I think it's quite deceptive because it appears that the track sort of goes underneath and runs sort of parallel to the track on the surface, but I don't think that's the case. I think it actually kind of winds and then comes up, which means it's a little bit longer. So on the final lap, it's actually not the best way to go because you can't actually boost through those tunnels in the same way. So it's actually not quicker to do that. But as you say, on the first 2 laps, it's actually quite a good idea.
The first 2 laps, the line is better, but on the 3rd lap, the heat is so much worse that it's not worth doing it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think for pods like that, it's actually quite convenient because obviously you can, strategically plan your boost patterns so that you save the energy for the straights and then essentially cool down in that section, which is a slightly shorter path, which ultimately saves you time.
This is all rather exciting.
I don't think it applies with Ben though, because I think Ben underheats before you have time to use that section, I believe.
Possibly? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Evidently not, because Yam's going for it.
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, maybe it might be that the case is it's just not a very significant difference. I haven't actually played in a while, so I've kind of forgotten a little bit, but I imagine that it's not that much different.
I haven't played in a while either, man. I should. It would be fun. But every time I think about playing this game, I just sort of lose heart about it for a minute. No real reason. I just don't feel like it.
Yeah, I think Goof is correct. I think that using the lower track with Ben is not as good.
We'll have to see what happens.
But yeah, it's certainly faster for some pods. Yeah, like Ian Mac and Mars Guo, I believe, are faster with the that route that Yam's using.
It is important to note that this is still anybody's match. Even though Yam is trailing by 3 points, that's real easy to make up, especially if using any of his picks keeps Goop on the back foot. Which I don't expect is necessarily an easy thing to do to Goof, but can also not be overstated that the longer a match runs on, the more just general fatigue starts to set in.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think that I think the score will certainly even up a little bit more over the next race as well. I hope so, rather, at least. And I see a more competitive match. I mean, it's not out of
Not
the
that this
question.
hasn't been competitive.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that Goof couldn't take the next 3 in a row, but it's always interesting to see more racing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh.
Do we need to give them the countdown?
We
Or
do.
they...
I was paying attention this time. I was waiting. Goof came back. Missed that by like a minute, but Goof did get back from whatever he had to do, and we are ready to begin. So I've given the countdown. Race is going to start shortly. What happens if I do a sync where I pause for 0 seconds? I didn't mean to do that. Looks like 2 seconds. Yeah, I'm leading.
Yeah, so this is the race, right?
Confused.
Goof.
Why did the sync get worse? Like 5 seconds now. What?
I'm wondering if he's...
43.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
50 to
he's
46. That's another
his...
4 seconds.
I'm wondering if his game is like intermittently pausing. I don't know what you'd call that. Like lagging kind of.
Maybe his stream itself is lagging. Oh, we're still off by like 2 seconds. Dang.
Yeah, I know that I had a few problems with that issue. More with the game itself, with the game timer. So I hope that doesn't affect either of these two players.
We're off by 2 or 3 seconds still. I can't tell.
Oof,
2.
crash some yam as well.
I'm gonna put another sync pause in.
Yeah, so they seem to be off by about 2.5 seconds now.
What happened? I put in a 2-second sync and it got like off by 5 again. What is going on?
I think
The sync is
Yeah,
broken.
I think it was a stream delay because I think what's happened is I think Yam's stream has caught up to where he actually is. That's why there was the jump. I think that's what's happened.
It's not best of 13, guys. It's not over.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone can verify my theory, but I think that's...
Oh, it is over. Okay, I was wrong. Apparently we are done.
Oh goodness! So
I thought we were going to best of 17. I thought we were going to 9. Apparently we were playing to 7.
Oh wow!
Wow, I thought there was more.
Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate.
I'm sad now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, rather anticlimactic, really.
I guess I hit done. Yeah, that marks our winner. Yeah, sure. Come on in for interviews, guys. Welcome, players.
Hello.
Give me 1 second. I want to unpin. I want to unpop out the stream. I don't know how to do that.
Hello. GG's. Yeah, GG's.
Gonna be honest. Thought we were playing to 9.
Yeah, it's a long, it's a gauntlet. It was very long. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I was gonna do too, so that didn't help.
That was a heck of a thing. Oh, there's Round Ben.
Oh yeah, he's on there.
So, that was a really good match. That was wonderful. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of played pretty poorly for most of it, which is annoying, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
I don't think you played as poorly as you think. There were a lot of... Like, most of your losses were really close.
Yeah, I mean, just like dying like 4 times on the first lap of Bumpies was like just super rough. Like that was one I think I should have won, and then like, you know, using 2 forces after that didn't work. It was just kind of unrecoverable from that point.
That's fair.
Well, I think we were both quite impressed with the Sunken City comeback.
Oh,
yeah, I was
that
glad. I was glad I could land that at least once. I feel like I should have landed it at least like 4 or 5 times, but yeah, I was glad to at least be able to get that once.
That skip is devilish.
It's pretty fun. I think it's more consistent than a lot of people think it is, but of course, I didn't really do a good job of showing that in tournament.
Yeah, we were sort of discussing this in the in our commentary during the match, because we talked about Bunter training, because that was kind of a bit chaotic as well.
Yeah, with the new strat that's a little bit less consistent but a lot faster.
Oh, the Mars one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think was that the first double forfeit of the tournament.
I think that's the first double forfeit in recorded history.
I think there's been one on Gauntlet skips before, but yeah, that was something. I mean, the first time through, I just like I figured I had a consistent way on like 36 FPS and 20 traction, and it was working great. And then yeah, you guys saw how it went. But then the second time through, it did actually work like I thought it would. So
it was very, very entertaining. Like that was, I'd watch that again.
I don't think I've ever failed it so many times in a row like that.
Yes, and very nice time from you, goofbrush, on Bunter training course. Actually, on 2 occasions, because I think in both of those races where you obviously, you know, in the first instance decided to, or rather after the restart, just decided to avoid the skip, going for the full track and making very nice time, and then on the second run back on that track, making an even better time with 35.5. It was very nice.
Yeah, I'm happy I got a 35. Bunter training course is quite consistent for me, so I'm glad I didn't die or not quite make it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I personally find that the with that wall ride on the left, just the trickiest section I think is just avoiding that invisible rock wall, which has like this enormous collision on it.
Yeah, delaying your boost a lot before you delaying your boost a lot there, like lets you get the angle better, but you have to go off road a bit.
Yeah, so I found that as well from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, full track didn't go very well for me.
What else did we want to talk about from that match?
Well,
there were a few things, right?
Yeah, Yam did win 1 full track, I recall. So at least one. Yes, and yes, there was. I say, but there's one that particularly stood out in my mind. I think it was Ando Prime Centrum, but it was.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I won that one. That one was. I thought that was going really well until I crashed, and then I thought I'd lost, but lucked out there.
I was planning on taking Ando Prime skips, so I hadn't practiced full track in a while. So I
Right.
died like twice, and I died in the city section, but I got a bad respawn, so that was like a really bad death.
Oh darn. Yeah, I died lap 3, I think, going like on the edge of the ramp. I just like clipped the right side barely.
Yeah.
That was a rough place to die there.
Yeah. But outside of that, I don't know. I feel like once I kind of thought I was going to lose, I started playing a bit better. And unfortunately, it still wasn't enough for me to not choke on the full tracks near the end. But at least I kind of got better as as the match went on, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely saw market improvement on your end, Yam, and I was noticing a little bit potentially fatigue from you, Goof. Glad you were able to hold it out there.
Yeah. I was running out of picks near the end, so I had to. I just thought I'd pull out that Zugga challenge skip that I had in my back pocket, but I'm glad I
Yeah,
managed
that's
to get it 3 times.
yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'll have to. I don't even know what you did, but I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, that bounce glitch makes that look pretty free.
It is quite consistent.
You've played that before, haven't you, Goofbrush, in a different match? This tournament?
I was going to, but I couldn't because I'd already used my salty run back doing Malistar 100 bounce glitch.
Oh, I see. I did like your Adobe Mountain Run no upgrades pick as well. That was interesting with Ben.
Yeah. Using your route.
Yeah, as a throwback to the qualifiers there.
Yeah.
Yes, I see what you're saying. I don't think I actually appreciate that enough when I was observing it. I think we were too busy trying to make sure we're actually commentating the match. I think because we sort of end up in some discussions about various random things.
Yeah, no, that was a good
Random
pick though.
things. We were talking about the game and the speed tech. We stayed on topic.
Sounds
I
like I
didn't
should watch
derail
it back.
tournament. Not this year.
Well, thanks for stepping in at the last second, both of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
much
yeah, no
appreciated.
problem.
That's quite all right. It's very kind of you to all invite me. Actually, I thought thought it's I didn't think I'd be commentating today.
Thank you as well, Mike, because that was. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I was falling apart at the beginning because I don't tend to commentate these things alone, and I've never run all of this back end stuff. So this was a whole new world. Everybody was hearing me find out about what the buttons did.
I can't say I even noticed. I thought you were doing just fine as it was personally, but.
I had a couple of weird things happen on my end. The sync stopped working correctly on the last race there. I don't know what was going on. Like every other time I synced for Yam, he ended up 5 seconds further ahead.
Yeah, I think it was like a stream delay. I'm wondering if you noticed anything, Yam, when you were playing.
No, I wasn't keeping a super close eye on my OBS or whatever, but everything was smooth as far as I could tell. But yeah, no, I'm sure it was good. So Goof, you're up against Metallica next?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's going to be a very interesting match.
Yeah, have
Metallica
you
is shockingly consistent.
have you played him yet outside of groups?
No, only in groups.
Oh wow. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, so are you going to temp ban Inferno against Metallica a bit like you did with Yam today? Or would you rather not say on that one?
I'm not sure if I haven't decided if I'll temp ban Inferno. I temp banned Inferno for Yam because of full track. I know he's really good there.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah.
I was more
Yeah,
concerned initially with his skips abilities on Inferno.
Yeah, I don't even really do Inferno skips.
After it was pointed out that Yam would probably do full track, I did remember that you'd been practicing that one boost hold, which sort of set me straight about that one.
Yeah,
What's
it does seem like a
track
sensible
record?
skip.
Yeah, I like Inferno Full Track. It was definitely a smart ban by Goof, I think. Though, I mean, I don't know. I think like if I just choke, then I'll lose on any track pretty much. But you know. But yeah, I definitely think it's a good ban against Metallica.
I was gonna ban Bunter Training Cut or temp ban it for the skip and then do the full track, but I switched it up at the last second to perma ban Bumpies.
Yeah, that was funny because I think I told you I was so tilted after that first match I was gonna go right back to Bumpy's full track and just not even do Bumpy skips.
Yeah,
Yeah, so were you really that worried about the run back?
I was worried about the skips run back, especially temp banning Ben, because I haven't really had much practice with any other pod.
Oh, I see. So you're worried more about the skip and that situation, really? Then, okay.
Yeah.
It was a very, very fun match, and I am excited to have been a part of it.
Yeah, me too.
I was actually expecting you to pick Vengeance, either Vengeance full track or Vengeance AI skip.
Oh yeah, no,
It would have been a disaster.
I just hate Vengeance. I can't stand playing on it, like skips or full track or anything. So that would not have been my go-to. I did think about that early on in the tournament, but then I was like, to do the AI skip, I have to like complete a whole lap of Vengeance, which doesn't sound very fun.
Not appetizing.
I don't know if anyone would want to do the Vengeance skip in tournament, really.
Yeah, it's really inconsistent, but I thought Yam might have found a setup or something.
Yeah, I think there is a way to do it, but it's still not 100%.
Right.
I can think of one person who might be crazy enough to try it. And odds are, at the mention of it, everyone else is thinking it too. Dom might.
I don't think
he might
so.
be able to be persuaded to try it.
Yeah, I think the question is, does he need to try it?
No,
Probably
really.
not. He just seems to be on a whole other level. But I think that under the right circumstances, you know, with the right temperature in the air, the right humidity, maybe he might try it.
A little bit of persuasion, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, now we've seen the first MFG in tournament. I mean, like, you know, let's get crazy. Let's do some other wild stuff.
The floodgates are open.
But yeah, anyways, sad to be going out of the tournament, but it feels okay to lose to Goof, and well played, and good luck against Metallica. I think that'll be a really good match, and you got a great shot at it. So
Yeah, GG. Thanks.
yeah,
there's certainly no shame in where you've come in your first tournament, Yam, and I think everybody's been pleased to see you involved.
Casually make it to losers quarterfinals on your first tournament run.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm definitely, frustrated with how I did the whole tournament. I think I just got to work on like just being able to play in tournament in general. It's just like I don't know what it is. I just can't lock in when I'm playing in a tournament match. But hopefully next year that'll be better, and I can go a lot further. We'll see.
Indeed, we shall. All right. I don't know how to wrap these things up. I'm very bad at outros.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's definitely tough. I think the first time you do a tournament, especially like this, with just it is definitely just tough, and I'm sure that you'll just do better just with the experience, Yam, next year. I think you have the skill to perhaps do better next year.
Yeah, thanks. Hope so.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. That's what I want to say, I think.
Yeah, me too. And regardless, I had a lot of fun this tournament. So yeah, GG's.
Yeah, and obviously congratulations to Goofbrush moving forward.
Yep. Thanks.
So your next opponent is Metallica, is that right?
Right. And then the winner of that match plays the loser of Damare versus King Bean.
Yeah. So this is losers semis. Is it coming up? Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, we are getting into like the real nitty gritty here. All the names that are coming up are like some of the best players. These matches are gonna be real fun.
Yeah. The next matches are going to be fun and also hard. But
Yeah. All very good and experienced players coming up from now on.
Yeah,
Folks
next
like
match
me-
Friday, Dom and King Bean. It's gonna be great. Looking forward to it.
Folks like me who got out in like round 1 and ended up in losers bracket until round 3. We wouldn't have stood a chance up here.
Maybe we need to go triple elimination next year.
A losers bracket?
Well, it would be fun.
Yeah, we
Just
should
run
just
2 separate tournaments. One for people like me, and one for everybody who's good at the game.
make the format longer so it lasts all year, and then right when it ends, the next one will start. So you'll never be without matches. You know.
Yeah, as well. It's sort of close to lasting a year anyway. This one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. So with just one more bracket, I think we get there.
Change the entire format, have everybody race at the same time, and keep track of points and placement.
exactly.
Yeah,
Run it
I
like Mario
think
Kart.
I think probably all players probably need a little bit of switch off time. I think especially players who make it near to the finals, because obviously they're involved in the tournament from kind of March up until like September. So it's quite an intense experience, I think, for those players.
Yeah, I'm already.
Yeah, definitely.
exhausted.
Exactly according to plan, March until September. We didn't have a theoretical end date somewhere in July.
Yeah. Slightly messed up. But yeah, Damare versus King Bean on Friday at what time? Sometime.
I think it's 5 or 6 Eastern, maybe a little earlier.
Yeah. 10 p.m. GMT.
Might be able to find out. It seems it's yes, Friday the 2nd at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Dom Ray versus King Bean Dip, and doesn't currently have a scheduled channel or commentators, so there's a couple of spaces there for anyone who would like to sign up.
Yeah, just message me at 4:45. I'll do this again.
All right.
Oh, well, yeah, thanks for such a great match, and again, thanks for inviting me to commentate. It's always good fun.
Thanks for
No
coming.
problem. All right.
Yep, GG's, and thanks again to SpeedGaming for hosting everything, and stay tuned for Friday, King Bean versus Dom. Very exciting match, and good luck, Goof, and the rest, and I guess that'll wrap us up.
Yep. May the force be with you.
GG, see ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Hit episode finished and confirmed, right?